What's good, world? Today is October 26, 2013, and right now I want to introduce you all to the official MarkDeez.com podcast. This is our first episode of Mark Deez Words. Basically, what we're going to do, the format of this show, like when we really get into it, you know, we'll start it off and I'll do like Mark Deez thoughts, and that might be like a 10-minute segment. Then I'll get into the song of the day. And then after the song of the day, you know, we'll go into an interview segment or discussion segment and we'll talk about some things. I'm still working on the format, basic layout of the show. Today is just, you know, I'm rambling like Dusty Rhodes or some shit today, daddy. So, you know, here's the song of the day. So today's song of the day is off of Canibus Presents Almighty, The Second Coming, which is put together by M80. It features Capadonna, M80, Planet Asia, Nino Gray, Bronze Nazareth, and DJ JS1. So the song I chose off of this album for y'all to hear is High Price Shots, featuring Vinny Paz, Bronze Nazareth, Canibus, and Planet Asia. So DJ Mark Deez, spin that shit.
My name Vinny Paz, cousin, and I carry respect. I'm the puppet master, you a marionette. I ain't met a motherfucker that could challenge me yet. Fuck a bitch, I'm a G, I'ma marry my tech. Paz is a vet, y'all always been struggling with him. And my gun side by side, a juxtaposition. And your man from the block with the drugs in his system, you was just grinding with him, you was hustling with him. He a snitch, he a bitch, you ain't bubbling with him. He in the precinct, telling them your current position. I don't be around snitches, I will punish the victim. I don't be around bitches, put a slug in his vision. Money over bitches, that's an actual fact. Mossberg pumped through the stomach, that'll be that. It appeared and it disappeared, magical gat. And the Walter PPK splatter your cap.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
Scared to do that, cause you won't see no wealth.
Just another victim to the pawns and shysters.
We will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
Hey yo, my name Bronze Naz and I erupt with a vengeance. Engineer trains of thought, scramble shells in position. Spit bold grammar, high price shots like gold hammers. Shadow boxing with myself, soul verse man on the camera. Pistolero, cryptic hero, jail chamber, Wayne Manor. Locked in toxin, I smash baby grand piano. Throw 'em in damaged wells, eat bars, spit wholesale. So fast my blast propels, bullets through their own shells. Byron Ferguson shots twirling through steam in your teapot. Split the single blade of grass plotted on your sandlot. I'm the sun, sangria smock, hot like coals in Lake Lock. Ancestral slave link, smoking open shamrock. Rapunzel through the window instead of climbing them golden locks. Not 16 bars, open shots, house drinks. A mouth blink, slugs flow through a knox. Poison rivers that I roll known to leave you in a box. Decomposed, no fingernails from scratching the top. Clapping assassins run the lot till the punishment stop. Crushing your life till out the sunlit ops. Like forensics, trace blood on the mic, mystify docs. Sickle cell shaped W's discovered in my blood clots.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
Scared to do that, cause you won't see no wealth.
Just another victim to the pawns and shysters.
We will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
We will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
Rap music watchdog, resisted all odds. Rip the jacket's balls, bigger than Nimrods. Trapped in this body, stuck in a shell. All that is life is not all that ends well. Life's a bitch, karma is a boomerang spinning back to the Akashic vault where everything is written. I created this on the eve of the world's destruction. Read it for yourself, learn yourself something. The neat comet defeated the promise and unseated the prophet. When disaster strikes a black man's pocket, they say greed is good, cause greed forces growth, but too much growth is not good. You can't have both. Death looms for dehydrated goons and sand dunes. Looking at the moon, rubbing wound against wound. We plant crops with heirloom seeds. GMOs give you disease. How many water aquifers you need? We got birds in the background. Can't go back now. Rich people, mountainous regions, poor people on flat ground. World leaders lying, trying to hide their ethnic bias, encouraging crisis, driven by riots. They orchestrate this with passion, allow this to happen. It's all fucked up, that's why I stopped rapping. The predator mimics the traits of the prey that attracts. I lay in wait for the day it attacks. At the end of the day, they always said what they wanted to say and betrayed who they wanted to betray.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
Scared to do that cause you won't see no else.
Just another victim to the pawns and
We
shysters.
will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
We will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
I'm an artist from Cali, you know, who truly knows how to spit and keep the crowd lit when doing the show. But this time we brought vest and guns. You ain't my homie and don't make me show you how the West was won. These jewels is mental, your jewels is rental. My goons eat your food and your dues is lentils. Style wizard blessing the sound. Cal State golden patrolling these grounds. I do this for the lost and found. Medallion is murder. Yeah, we on that again, battling niggas for earnings. Serving up your cavalry, this is central fish. Pink salmon on the dish, blowing smoke with a backwards flip. It's like this, a propane flow with some cocaine though. Now that's gold chain, oh, and now you know. I did it for the world, and my bond is my word.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
Scared to do that cause you won't see no else.
Just another victim to the pawns and
We
shysters.
will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
Those who understand know what I'm saying is accurate.
We will never stop spitting the facts, no trouble.
Alright, y'all, that was High Price Shots off of Canibus Presents Almighty, the Second Coming, featuring Vinny Paz, Bronze Nazareth, Canibus, and Planet Asia. So I hope y'all enjoyed that shit, man. You can get that album on, all the digital sites, Amazon, all of that shit. So look for it, man. Go cop that. Almighty, Second Coming. I just want to give everybody a quick rundown about what we're going to do on here. And, pretty much this is going to be an outlet for me to talk about things that interest me and, may interest the fans as well. I'm just doing this because I feel like it'll be a good outlet for me to express myself and just have some fun, man, because, if you're not having fun, then what's the point in doing this? So, we're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about, hip hop culture, things of that nature. We're going to talk about boxing, wrestling, various sports that I, have an interest in, like basketball, maybe a little football. We're going to talk about movies, comic books, all of that shit, man, all of that good nerd shit. We're going to come on here. We're going to have a good time. But basically, if you don't know who I am, I'm Mark Deez, straight from Augusta, Georgia, 1/3 of Grindhouse Gang, alongside Dr. Ill and Powder. And, I've been an MC now for about 10 years. I'm 25 years old now. I've been doing this, since I was 14 or 15 years old. So they, everybody tells me that you really get into it and hit your stride when you got 10 years in the game. So I'm just now really getting to my prime and really hitting my stride. So, I got a lot of projects coming out and a lot of stuff that we're doing, and I really need an outlet, man, because I got a lot of stress in my life, things going on personally, and I feel like, what better way to have a little fun than to do a podcast and be able to broadcast it out for free for anybody that's interested in listening to it. So today's episode, we're not going to have anybody on, to interview or anything like that. It's just going to be me talking. So I hope I don't bore anybody to death. But in the future, I'm hoping to have plenty of hip-hop artists on here, other rappers, producers, promoters, things like that. Also want to get, athletes on here, man. Whoever's interested in coming on. Various boxers, wrestlers, basically anybody I can reach out to that I'm friends with or have a prior relationship with that I feel like is an interesting person and might want to come on to the show. So, this is my trial run. This is my first, first time doing this. So, I'm busting my cherry tonight, folks. So I hope everybody listening is having a good time, kicking back, just chilling and gonna enjoy this. So basically I want to talk a little bit about what we got going on and, you know, what I'm doing with my music. So I figured this would be a good outlet. So let's get into it. Right now, we're working on the Grindhouse Gang album. It's our second album. It's called Gang Initiation. I don't really want to delve into, you know, too many features or things of that nature, but there's some well-known MCs, some vets, some hip-hop legends that are on this album, and some legendary hip-hop producers that are on this album. And I don't want to spoil any of that right now because, you know, we've recorded the entire album. We got together in February of 2013. And we recorded this album, myself, Dr. Ill, and Powder, all three of us. We recorded this album in Aiken, South Carolina at Illegit Records Studios. And basically, you know, it's our second album. Our first album was Militia of MCs, which was more or less a compilation album that, you know, we had the idea for. And it took a long time for that album to formulate because it went through several incarnations, and, you know, anybody that knows who I am, I'm pretty sure they know the situation. And I don't want to delve into any of that negative bullshit, man, because this show is gonna be about, you know, positivity, having fun, man. We want to have a good time on here, and we don't want to dwell on that negative bullshit, man. So we're not gonna go into that. But basically, you know, when we were working on the first album, Militia of MCs, we had a whole bunch of tracks. Some things happen with a certain individual that will go nameless because there's no need to talk about that. But anyway, we had to basically like re-record like half of the album and redo it. And so, you know, we basically employed Powder to make all new beats and almost started from scratch, man. Like half of the album was done. And then we went in and, you know, added verses and things like that. So basically it had a lot of people on there that, you know, I had a lot of respect for, a lot of reverence for as artists. I thought it turned out to be a pretty good project, like, for what it was, because we didn't record this album in the studio together. Like, there was only a few tracks on the album that all three of us were present in the same studio for. So, you know, Dr. Ill recorded his verses at Illegit Records in his studio. Powder recorded his verses at his home studio, and I recorded my verses right where I am right now at my home in the studio because, you know, I have my own studio. So basically that's how it was. So it was like pieced together, and we had a bunch of features from artists from all over the world. You know, some artists that are known, some artists that are, you know, contemporaries of ours, and then some artists that are more well-known on the indie circuit. And so that's how it came together, man. Like, you know, we met, me, Dr. Ill, Powder, we met at a show back in 2009. And I had already known Dr. Ill prior to that time. Like, you know, we'd done business together, done shows together, done tracks together, things like that. But I had never met Powder before. And so when we met, you know, all three of us together, when we were linked up that night, in Columbia, South Carolina, man, we really hit it off really good. And that night we were talking, yo, why don't we form a group? So, because basically the way things were on that scene, it was like everybody had little groups and little cliques, and like we were like the new guys coming in. So, basically we were the ones that we were like sharing sets and stuff like that, on stage, and really didn't have that much music with each other at the time because, like I said, I'd never even met Powder before, but you know, we hit it off really well, and you know, it was like instant chemistry from the first day we met. So it was a good look. We had like that bond from the moment we met. So, you know, really it worked out from that day forward. So we decided to make the group, and as time went on, you know, like I said, we formed in like 2009. And I think the first track that we really did that got out there was off of Dr. Ill's first album, Dr. Ill and Mr. Malpractice album from 2009. It was called Elevated Consciousness. You can look it up on YouTube. And so that was like the first, you know, trial run that we had together. And like I said, we recorded all of our stuff in different places. And so that was how the first album came about. It was done the same way. Like there was a couple tracks on there, like I think The Showdown and you know, Militia Posse. I think we were all there together. We recorded that together. But Most of the other tracks were kind of pieced together, and we, sent files back and forth. But this next album, Gang Initiation, back in February of 2013, we linked up, and over like a 4-day period, we recorded the entire album. So right now, as it stands today, October 26th, we're in the final stages of mixing it. We got all the features, we got all the beats done, every track's done, all the vocals are done, all the scratches from the DJs, cuts on the hooks, all that's done. And, so right now we're in the final stages of mixing the project, and we're hoping it'll be out before the end of 2013, but you never know. Like, there's some things behind the scenes, like business-wise, that we're still ironing out and trying to figure out, what outlet we're going to use to release it. But it's coming out on Illegit Records. It'll be out on CD. It'll be out on, all the digital outlets, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, any of the places you get your digital music. Any of the places you get your digital music, you'll be able to get this album. So we're looking at fourth quarter 2013 for this project. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's our best work to date because, when we came up with the concept, we've been working on this album for 2 years or something like that, maybe even longer. But it went through several incarnations as well, because at first, I had laid verses here at my home studio, and I just felt like they weren't satisfactory, and I felt like we all needed to be in the studio together. And it was really Powder's idea for all three of us to come together and to do the album in the studio. So, and Dr. Ill had that idea as well, because the way I was moving, I had a big year in 2010. I did Cycle of Struggle, I did The Oracle, the first Oracle album, and I did Bootstrap Theory. So I had 3 albums that came out in a 12-month period. And so I was really burnt out. And so right when we started getting cracking on the second Grindhouse album, because the first one came out in March of 2011, but most of my verses I had recorded in 2009 and 2010 while I was working on the other 3 projects. So by the time that came out and we started slowly working on the second Grindhouse Gang album, I was kind of burnt out. And, really, I was feeling it, feeling the concepts and things like that, but I just felt like I could have done better with the verses. So I scrapped all of those verses, and we started from scratch. 2013 in February, we all got together for 4 days, went to Dr. Ill's studio, Illegit Records Studios, and recorded the album. And, Powder does most of the beats on the album. I think Dr. Ill has 1 or 2 beats on the album. So it's a great project, man. Our chemistry is on point. The concepts are on point. And, I think the fans that have been listening to our music for the past couple years are really going to dig the project. So I'm excited about where it's headed. Another thing I got going on, as some of you may know, I'm doing a collaboration album with the hip-hop legend Rip the Jacker, Canibus, Canibus, Javelin Fangs, man. It's an honor for me to be doing this project. It's called Crisis Music. And, we basically, we've been doing collabs together for, the past couple years and things like that, breaking bread. And, Canibus, the first song we really did was off of Bootstrap Theory, a track called Boot Rap, produced by Big G. And shout out to Big G, by the way, man, because, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have been able to make this track, man, because, behind the scenes, he was the one that really got the ball rolling and things like that. So God bless him, man, for, helping me with that project. He produced the entire album, and we put it out together, man. So it's a piece of history for us because, growing up, there was no MCs that I respected more than Canibus and G-Rap. So to have them both on the same track was just crazy. I got the idea because if you listen to Canibus's album Mic Club, The Curriculum, he's got a track on there called Allied Metaforces. And it's him and G-Rap, and they're just kicking bars back and forth, and that was one of the dopest tracks that I ever heard in my life, man. So when I did this album, I knew it'd be possible to get Canibus on it, and I knew it'd be possible to get G-Rap. So I said, well, why not put them on the same track? And, it was a track that really got a lot of attention and really, helped to put me in a higher echelon as far as being an independent MC. So it was a great look for me. So shout outs to Big G, man, for making that happen. And shout out to White Shadow, too, because White Shadow, he laid down some of the nastiest scratches, nastiest cuts you've ever heard. So if y'all aren't familiar with White Shadow, he's a producer and, DJ from Norway. And, anybody that's familiar with my career would have to know about that link because my second album, The Oracle, came out on White Shadow's label, Uncut Productions, and I believe that I've been on like every White Shadow album that's come out in the past since I believe it was Victory that came out in 2009. I don't think that I haven't been on one of his albums. I don't think there's an album that he dropped since Victory that I haven't been on, but there may have been one that I wasn't on, but I'm pretty sure I've been on all of them. But yeah, anyway, White Shadow, tremendous talent, man. Just from top to bottom, his beats are dope, but his cuts are just next level, man. Like to me, he's the illest DJ that you can find. So MCs out there, if you're looking for a dope DJ, hit up White Shadow, man. You can find him on Facebook and Twitter and things like that. He's out there, man, and he's a veteran, man. He's been out there for 20 plus years, and kind of been under the radar with it. Like Army of the Pharaohs fans might remember him. He was on the first album. He produced the track Narrow Grave, and so really that's kind of like his magnum opus as far as like tracks that you may have heard from him, and may have not even known that it was him producing it. But White Shadow, White Shadow, a tremendous talent. From top to bottom, and I'm just very pleased to have been able to link up with him. But back to the Canibus information that I was giving y'all. Yes, so we're doing a whole album together, Crisis Music. We're still like working on it. There's a lot of work left to be done, but we got a lot of dope beats from producers. Powder's producing on it, and a bunch of other people. DJ Artifact. Guy from overseas, a young dude, man. This guy named Luca, tremendous talent. He's on there. So there's other producers on it as well, and a lot of a couple features on there. But I really don't want to delve too much into things like that. I want to leave some surprises for y'all down the line. But yeah, we're working on this album. It's a full-length album. Me and Canibus. And it'll be out, hopefully, originally we were looking at the end of 2013, but as it stands, it'll probably be coming out, probably first or second quarter 2014, because you know how things are, man. Stuff happens, and, we want to make sure that it's the dopest project possible. Like, we don't want to rush it. And I know Canibus fans, I've really been looking for some material from him, especially, I know y'all are waiting on RTJ to drop, and I just want to let y'all know it's coming. I don't know when, but, Canibus is in the studio constantly vocaling it, and, he's to the point now where he's getting ready to wind down his career because, he's pretty much accomplished everything that you can accomplish as an MC. And so basically, over the summer, we were building a lot, and we did a couple of collabs together over the summer. There's still one or two that haven't dropped yet, but the main one that dropped was Tom Jeeves. We were on his album and on a track called The Backlash, and that was the track that really set it off for me and Biss because, we hadn't really talked much in the past couple months or whatever because, I had a lot of stuff that I was dealing with and him as well. But, once we did The Backlash, we started talking about it, and I said, yo, what you think about, doing an album together? And, I had a whole idea, things like that, for an album. So I hit him up, and I said, yo, what you think about doing an album together? And he hit me back, and he said, yo, you right on time with that. Let's do it. So he came up with the concept for it. And I don't really want to spoil too much of that because, the album is a concept album from start to finish. But I really think the content on there, it's crazy, man. Like, it really delves into society and things that are going on. And it's just a dope record, man. I don't feel like there's really that many records out there in hip hop today that are like this record because, we're really going in, man. And, you know, I just want to let hardcore Canibus fans know that listen to his music, man. You can expect the best from him when he's working with me, because like we just have such a good chemistry. We vibe off each other really well. So, you know, and you could tell that from any of the records we've done prior, like Boot Rap and Backlash and plenty of the other records that we've done as well. Like every time me and him link up together, it turns out really dope. So just imagine what a full album's gonna be like. You know, it's just crazy, man. So stay tuned for that. It's coming. And you know, Illegit Records is coming. So we're ironing out details, you know, with labels and distribution and shit like that. So, you know, just be on the lookout. You know, it's an honor for me to you know, be working with Canibus, man. You know, back in like August, you know, we linked up and like kicked it and shit, and it was dope, man. Like we hit it off real good, and like, you know, that at that time we had already started working on Crisis music, man. So basically that just made the bond even stronger, like kicking it and building like that. And you know what I'm saying, we build on the regular and just, you know, talk. So, you know what I'm saying, it's like a supreme honor for me to be able to do this record with him. But not just that, you know, just being able to pick his brain is like one of the dopest things that could have ever happened to me. So, you know, it's crazy. Like I was telling him, I was like, yo, Bish, you know, 10 years ago, I was riding a bus to school, you know, had my little busted up Sony Walkman that didn't even have any skip protection at the time. So every time the school bus would hit a bump or whatever, man, the CD would skip. But, you know, every day, man, on the way to school, when I jumped on the bus, you know, I turned the CDs on. So I had pretty much all of his albums, man. I had Canibus, I had 2000 BC, I had Mic Club, The Curriculum, I had Rip the Jacker. And so this might have been like 2003, 2004, but every day, man, I was just studying those rhymes, and I told him that. I was like, yo, back in the day, man, that's what I did. And so it's crazy, you know, 2003, I'm riding a school bus every day listening to, you know, 2000 BC, Rip the Jacker, Mic Club, and then 10 years later, here I am, and we're building, and we're doing this album together, man. So it's a dream come true for me. There's no artist in hip hop to me that's inspired me more than Canibus, man. So to be able to build with him, to be able to share this moment in hip hop history with him, man, it's a supreme honor for me. Like there's nothing more that I'd rather be doing right now than doing this record, because you know, like to me, it's like the culmination of all my hard work. Like, you know, you say what you want about Biss, you know, all that bullshit that people say about him and things like that. But, you know, until you really get to know him, man, and understand, like, his perspective and where he's coming from, like, you know, you can't judge him. You can't judge him like the media does, you know, like all that bullshit they say. So it's just an honor, man. Like, to me, he's one of the illest MCs that's ever been out. Like, you know, it's just crazy. I mean, the dude made an infinite rhyme. Like, who's fucking with that? You know what I mean? It's like he's always raising the bar is what I'm saying. Like, he did 100 bars, you know, on 2000 BC, then, you know, Poet Laureate 2 on Rip the Jacker, and then Poet Laureate Infinity, and now he's doing, you know, RTJ 2 Infinity. So it's like 10,000 bars, man. Just the concept is crazy. Like the amount of content on that project is just unprecedented, man. Like, who's doing that? So I have to commend him for everything he's contributed to hip-hop. Like I say what you want about him, whether you like him or you don't. You got to respect him for the things that he's done for this culture, man, because as a lyricist, like, you know, everybody needs to just take a step back and just look at it from afar and see, like, you know, the contributions he's made. So it's an honor for me, man. Like, there's no better feeling than for me to be doing this, and also, you know, to earn his respect, because, like, you know, I feel like, you know, if this was Star Wars or something, man, he's like the Jedi Master, you know what I'm saying, and I'm the Padawan, I'm the apprentice, so, you know, he's Qui-Gon Jinn, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I'm just trying to learn everything I can, you know, while he's here, while I'm here, and so, you know, I feel like it's made me so much better as an artist and better as a person, too, because, like I said, just the knowledge and the wisdom that he's bestowed upon me and, like, kind of taking me under his wing, it's just awesome, man. And, you know, it's nothing but good vibes when me and Biss get together. So Everybody, you know, be on the lookout. Canibus, Mark Deez, Crisis music. Hopefully it'll be out sometime soon, man. You know, 2014 we're hoping for. So stay tuned. It's coming. And I think everybody's gonna dig it, man. But yeah, you know, in the coming weeks, I wanna have some guests on here. I'm thinking I get Powder on here. You know, we'll talk about you know, his music, what he's got going on, and his art, because you know, Powder is like one of the illest, man, as far as art goes. Like, you know, he does a lot of art commissions, and he does all the album covers. Like, he did the cover to the Oracle. He did the cover to Oracle 2, the Propaganda. Did a cover for Militia of MCs, and you know, he's definitely doing the cover for Gang Initiation. So his artwork is just off the chain, man. And not only that, but he's, you know, a great MC, a great producer. Like, you know what I'm saying? He has it all, man. It's like he's a triple threat. Like he's a fucking virtuoso or something, man. His talent is just off the charts. So, you know, working with him, man, is just a breeze, man, because like I feel like most artists, you know, they don't really have that, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that go-to guy that they can go to and be like, yo, I need this, I need that. And he kills everything, man. Like every time, you know, I need a track or whatever, he's on point. And, you know, Dr. Ill, man, like Dr. Ill's not as proactive as Powder as far as like his work rate and things like that. But, you know, and also because he has so much going on, you know, in his normal life. And also, you know, Doc, man, he works hard, but just in a different way, because like behind the scenes, man, Doc is running that studio out there in Aiken. He records a lot of people. And on top of that, you know, he's running Illegit Records. So he's the guy that gets things moving behind the scenes. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just think, yo, he's not doing nothing. When's another album coming out, blah, blah, blah. Because he hasn't released a project since 2009, man. But you know, he's working on Grindhouse Gang. He's done Militia, and now we're doing Gang Initiation, and he's gonna be a big part of Crisis music too, because you know he's a great engineer, he's a good friend, man. So having people like that in my corner, man, having Doc and Powder in my corner, like really. I'm blessed, man. Like for real. Like I'm blessed. Like a lot of people, you know, they say like, oh, when's the Grindhouse Gang album coming out? Oh, yo, what are y'all doing? You know, because like they kind of like to stay in the shadows a little bit and kind of like let things marinate. And I'm always out there. I'm the dude, you know, I'm kind of the dude that's like out front, and they're like, you know, kind of trailing behind, like, you know, when we're out. But it's just an honor to, you know what I'm saying, have them at my side, man, because they're like my brothers from another mother, you know what I'm saying? So, Grindhouse Gang, you know what I'm saying, we got that bond, man, and I'm just excited. So I'm going to have Doc on here, probably. I'm going to have Powder on here, and, you know, we're gonna do it up, man. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, but, you know, I got to find some guests. So I'm thinking that, you know, anybody that's listening to this right now, you're a hip-hop artist, you're an MC, you know, you're an athlete, basically anybody that's interesting, you know what I'm saying, that's going to come on here. If you got something to promote and, you know, you want to build, you come on the show, man, and we'll do it up. Like, this is just me. This is my way to just have a rant and just talk. So, you know, basically I got this idea because, you know, I listen to a couple other podcasts. I listen to the Steve Austin show, and that's a great show, and he has a lot of wrestling personalities and shit on there. So I hear that, and I'm like, you know, damn, Stone Cold can do it. And, you know, I feel like old Mark Deez can do it because, you know, I'm a little more tech savvy than the old Rattlesnake. So I feel like I can hold my own. But another show that I listen to that I really dig is, you know, the Smodcast, which is basically the one that I listen to, because there's several different, you know, podcasts they put out. But it's Kevin Smith, it's Jason Mewes. They do Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. So they go around and they like do it live. They do it, you know, in front of an audience, and they do a Q&A session and all of that. And basically the inspiration for me to do this podcast was from listening to Kevin Smith, because he said, yo, you know, it doesn't take anything to do a podcast, you know what I mean? Just find a subject you want to talk about, get your buddies together and do it. So that's my plan. Like right now I'm coming to you solo dolo, but in the next, you know, upcoming weeks, I'm brainstorming about this thing, because right now this is my trial run. This is to see, you know, how it's gonna work out. But Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, they were the inspiration for this because I listened to that show and, you know, he just gave me the idea to do it. He said, you know, don't wait, you know, until it's too late. Go ahead and do it because this podcast will be there forever. So it's like memories. And that's how I feel like about music, man. Music's like a time capsule. Like you could put a song on and, you know, for an artist, like when you hear your record, man, it's like it takes you back to that time in your life. So when I go back and I listen to older records that I did or, you know, even songs that I did lately, man, it like puts me in that mind state that I was in when I did the record. So I think it's really dope to be doing a podcast. And it's cool because, you know, I don't have to sell this to anybody, man. I could just stick it out for free. I don't have to go and try to find like an outlet to put it out. I just do it, put it up on iTunes and put it up on my website. So markdeez.com, that's the website. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at MarkDeez33. You can add me on Facebook. You can like the official Mark Deez page. I'm not hard to find. And, you know, any MCs out there interested in collaborations, things of that nature, get at me. I do charge a fee, but I will murk your beat. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how I put bread on the table, man, like doing collabs and putting out these albums. So, you know, support your boy, man, because I'm out here. I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to do things. And I think this is a great way to promote my projects and also promote other people's projects. Like if you got a project you're coming out with or you got something that you're trying to push, you know, come on, hit me up, come on the show, man. Like, you know, we'll do it up. Like, you know, this is an open forum for anybody that I feel like is interesting and I feel like people want to listen to. So, if you have a music product or you know, you have something else that people might find interesting and you're looking for a way to, you know, get the word out on whatever it is you're doing, man, come on. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to talk to anybody that's interesting and, you know, has something to say, man, because I just think it's a great outlet for all of us, man. So hit me up and we'll do it big, man. We'll do it real big. You know, I want to get some friends of mine on here, like, I want to talk some sports with people. I want to talk about Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big New York Knicks fan, so you know we're going to have some episodes dedicated to the Knicks. So if there's any Knicks fans out there that want to come on here, chop it up, talk about the season, we can do that because the season's about to start. We can talk fantasy basketball. We can do it all, man. So, you know, we could talk boxing. You know, it's Bernard Hopkins fight tonight. As soon as I'm done here, I'm about to tune into the fight. And you know, we can talk pro wrestling too, man. Every Monday I watch Raw. I don't really watch TNA too much. I keep up with it relatively enough, you know. But I'm a big WWE fan. I try to watch as much wrestling as I can tolerate because, you know, these days I feel like the product's a little watered down from what it used to be. But, you know, I tune in every week, man. And, you know, right now they got the whole Daniel Bryan versus the corporation thing going on, and now Shawn Michaels is getting involved and the Big Show's involved, you know, so everything's just snowballing off of that. So I'm definitely tuning in every Monday and you know, trying to watch the show. But I did hear a cool wrestling rumor today for any wrestling fans out there listening before I get up out of here. The rumor is that WWE is going to be bringing back the War Games. So any WCW fans from the 80s and 90s, they know what the War Games is, man. Basically, it's like a 2-ring setup. So it's like the Survivor Series on steroids, man. So it's a good way for them to, like, say bye-bye to the... So it's a good way for them to get rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-views and the other gimmick pay-per-views. Like, I've been waiting for them to do the War Games forever. So I hope this rumor's true. And I also heard that they're bringing back Bash at the Beach. So that's 2 WCW-themed pay-per-views that, you know, they did a couple bashes. They did the Great American Bash. They haven't done any Bash at the Beach shows in the past couple. Matter of fact, they've never done them in WWE, but, you know, WCW Bash at the Beach was a thing every year, and so was War Games. So, you know, I'm hoping that they'll bring back some other WCW pay-per-views like Starrcade. Like, to me, Starrcade should be like the second biggest pay-per-view of the year for WWE. Like, what are y'all thinking, man? Y'all dropping the ball with that? Because, like, nobody gives a damn about SummerSlam. Like, if I was Vince McMahon, I'd get rid of SummerSlam And, you know, in March, April, have WrestleMania. And then, you know, in August and September, have Starrcade. So, you know, but another one I'd like to see is Halloween Havoc, man. Like, bring it back, you know, especially right now it's Halloween time. I'd love for a Halloween-themed pay-per-view. So, WWE, take some of those WCW concepts, man. Vince, you paid all that money back in 2001 to buy them out, so you got the rights to it, man. Put it to use. You know, this is pretty much it for this episode. So, you know, it's a little short trial run. I'm going to come back, get some more people on here, get some guest features, you know what I'm saying? Some guests on the Mark Deez Words show. So, trial run, baby. I'm feeling good about this thing, though. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope I didn't bore you to death. You know what I'm saying? I hope I didn't, like, put you to sleep. But if I did, I apologize. But yeah, man, we're going to do it real big. Mark Deez, 1/3 of Grindhouse Gang, MC extraordinaire from the super group, the Silver Tongue Soothsayer, Rap Game Luduva. You know what time it is, man. So that's it. Until next time, you know where to find me. MarkDeez.com. I'm signing out. Peace.